I'm Katie Hutchison, and I'm going to take you on a virtual tour of architectural highlights in Salem, Massachusetts.
I'm in front of the Peabody Essex Museum, and this was an addition that was done in 2003 by Moshe Safdie Architects. The museum is actually the oldest continuously operating museum in the States, and we'll show you an old piece next.
This is actually my favorite part of the museum.
In front of East India Hall now. This is the older part of the museum. The museum is actually created in 1799.
From the side path, you can see how the museum additions relate to the shape and sizes of nearby residences.
I'm sitting on this great granite rough-cut bench, and this is a typical feature of this walkway between the museum and our next destination. This stuff was all designed by Michael Van Valkenburg. He's got offices in Cambridge and Brooklyn, I think. And he featured a bunch of this New England type masonry, but he's also got trees and plantings that are all from Asia to be in keeping with the museum.
Speaking of Asia, this is the street view of the museum's Chinese house.
I'm standing in front of Yin Yu Tan, which is a 200-plus-year-old house from China that the Peabody Essex Museum deconstructed there and reconstructed here as part of the renovation in 2003.
Here's some Yin Yu Tan handiwork painted by craftsmen from China. And next I thought I'd take you to Chestnut Street and Hamilton Hall.
Sitting on the steps of Hamilton Hall, which was designed by Samuel McIntyre in 1805. He's a famous architect and wood carver from Salem. Did, I think, around 50 buildings that are public buildings, private residences, churches in the area.
To get a flavor for Chestnut Street, here are a few details on the way to our next destination, the Ropes Mansion.
I'm in the Ropes Mansion garden. The Ropes Mansion is actually off Essex Street, which is very near Chestnut where we were, and it's also owned by the Peabody Essex Museum. You can tour it, and the public can walk through this garden.
After touring some of the architectural and garden highlights, you might be ready to refuel.
First, check this out. It's really good. You won't want to miss A&J King Bakery. Isn't that fantastic? I'm at Derby Wharf, and that's a wrap on my tour of favorite architectural and edible highlights in Salem, Mass. I hope you'll visit my blog, House Enthusiast, to learn more about New England architecture, and that's at www.katiehutchison.com. Thanks.